Hello everyone. So today we'll be looking into the fundamental analysis of a company which is into production of nylon, tire cord fabric and also the nylon filament yarn. So some basic details that we'll be sharing about it. So the company is incorporated in the year 1965. It is into production of nylon tire cord fabric for the tire industry and nylon filament yarn for technical textiles and apparel industries. So nylon tire cord fabric is basically a reinforcement material used in bias cross-ply tires, used in trucks, bus, 2 or 3 wheelers and off-roading vehicles for mining, forestry, farming, heavy earth moving materials. Nylon filament yarn is used in saris, dupattas, dress materials and ethnic wears. The yarn is of high intensity, is used in various varied technical application including fishnets, ropes, twines, luggages, innerwears, athleisures. Now if you look into the current trend, the athleisures that are being brought in the market, which is in big trend these days, mostly contain nylon fabrics because polyester is a bit of a bad material because it doesn't soak most of the sweat that you generate. So it has witnessed strong traction in recent years. That was the company's policy document, presentation documents that said. So it is a preferred yarn for ethnic dress materials and saris having zari due to superior comfort, stretch, softness, touch and easy dyeing. Now, with ease and affordability and new advanced technologies, the nylon filament yarn is gaining fast acceptance in body hugging apparels, that is what we said, ethnic wears, workwear and functional wears. Well, the industry, the company has said, is dominated by small unorganized players with weak financials and with players who opportunistically switch between nylon and polyester. That is what we discussed about the polyester portion as well. Now, the margins are quite low and dependence on imports and competition in imports is also there. So this is what the basic business is all about. It is into nylon tire cord fabrics and the nylon filament yarns. Now 53% contribution of revenue comes from nylon tire cord fabrics. It has a 23% domestic market share by nylon tire cord fabric in India. 47% contribution to revenue comes from nylon filament yarns and 25% domestic share by nylon tire cord fabrics. So the company's key material, that was raw material, is carpolactum now, which has remained at elevated levels of 2000 metric tons. There are only 2 companies in India which produce carpolactum. The company, however, was able to pass into the increase in raw material cost to its consumers. Now, when you look at these two things, any company which has a raw material at a high level must be looked into. The second point over there was there are only 2 companies which produce high carpolactum in India. We'll discuss those companies in the next videos that we'll be doing. Now, about the present company again. The company in its presentation had said that it is incurring significant capex to increase nylon tire cord facility capacity and diversifying into polyester tire cord fabric, increasing capacities to value added products, modernizing the plant and augmenting capacities. Simultaneously, production from old and inefficient machines has been rationalized. Further, company is also adding new dipping process and change in disposal quantity of distillation residues from 200 metric tons to 300 metric tons per annum. It has 2 production facilities in Pune, Maharashtra and Bharuch of Gujarat with a total capacity of 78,000 MTPA which are IOC recognized. Right? Next, the company recently assigned a power purchase agreement for hybrid power from group captive norms with a capacity of 10.5 megawatt for its Bharuch plant, which will be commissioned by the end of financial year 23 and will save about 15 crores per annum. There was an excise demand in this company amounting to rupees 230 crores in the past years, which was raised by Central CGST and Central Excise Raigad. However, when the company filed an appeal, the demand is reduced to just 7 crores, which is a huge relief for the company. Even against the order of 7 crores, the company has filed an appeal before the Honorable Supreme Court, and it has contested this amount as well, which is a good sign for the investors. Now, when we look at the promoter holding of this company before disclosing the name, the promoter holding is quite low. As on June 22, the promoter holding was about 24.80%, with 16.56% held by Birla Group Holdings Private Limited. Century Textiles holds 5.80%, Prakash Educational Trust 1.27%, Birla Education Trust 1.27%, Basant Kumar Birla, late Basant Kumar Birla 0.33%, Aditya Vikram Kumar Mangalam Birla HUF 0.13%, and rest of the small shareholdings. By this, you will actually get a small overview that this company now belongs to the Birla Group, and it is already belonging to the Birla Group, right? Next, the FII's holding is just around 5.35%, DII's hold 7.92%, with LIC IASM non-par holds 4.44%, Quant Mutual Fund held 2.76%. The public shareholding is very high, about 61.94%, with major shareholders in the category of Hitesh Ramji Javeri 2.86%, Harsha Javeri 2.52%, Larsen Enterprises Corp 2.06%, Malingos International Holdings 2.06%, and French Filament Limited 1.14%. The company has a market cap of 1018 crores. Current price was around 466. 52-week high and low is already there, 675 to 363. Stock trades at a PE of just 5.59%, book value of 572. That means the company is traded at a discount to book value. Dividend yield was 2.15%. ROCE is quite impressive at 19.8% and ROE at 15.1%. So this was a basic analysis of the company. Now about discussion about what this company is and what is the name of this company. We'll just log on to some of the screener website, and since you heard the word Century, so this is Centuryenka Limited. So it is established in 1965 by the BK Birla Group and Enka International, which was part of Akzo Nobel Group, right? That is ICI Paints that you could have really got an idea of. So it was incorporated very late. Now we look at the financials of the company. We have already discussed about the company as well. As on Friday, the stock was traded at around 454 rupees. If you look at the past trends, price trends, the company hasn't done much as far as the price movements are concerned, with all-time high of around, in this year itself, of around 645, 646, and it has been hovering around this price range for quite a long time. The basic concerns that we discussed was the fact that the promoter holding was low at 24.8%, right? The return on equity was quite less as well. Now if you look at the sales figure and the profit and loss account, from 2011 till this date, the company has raised the turnover from 1349 crores to around 2241 crores. Now if you look at the operating margins, they are also stable at around 12%. The EPS has been rising from 36.32% to around 83.25%. The margins, that means the company is giving good returns to the, as far as the improvement in EPS is concerned. Dividend payout is mostly constant at around 8 rupees per share every year. So the payout doesn't depend upon the profitability of the company, right? The compounded sales growth is already seen. In 10 years, there is just a compounded growth of 2%. In 5 years, it's 12%. In 3 years, it's 5%. And TTM, so that is this year's compounded growth is around 45%. Now the compounded profit growth is given, stock price CAGR is given, and return on equity in the last year was 15%, but in the past years it was just around 8, 9 and 10%. Now if you look at the balance sheet figures, the company is virtually debt free, as you can see over here. There is just a borrowings around 15 crores against the reserves and capitals of around 1251 crores. Now as far as the capital work in progress is concerned, we had discussed earlier in the slides as well that the company is undergoing some capital expansion for expanding its nylon tire cord facilities and also the filament yarn facilities. The company has certain investments as well, out of which some of the investments are made in the other Birla group companies, which include Keshoram Industries and Birla Tires. Birla Tires, they have mostly written off the amount because the company is under liquidation. Kesoram is also facing some of the troubles. However, the company values the shares as far as the market price is concerned. So that's not, and most of other investments are also there in mutual funds. So looking at the debtors turnover ratio, so the recovery of debtors has improved to 42 days from the past year, 1 year, which was around 69. However, it has been constant from 2011 to 35 to 42 days. It was inventory days around 85, right? The days creditors payable has also reduced. Cash conversion cycle has improved a little bit. The working capital days around 79, which is quite okay. The ROCE has improved, had just improved in the last year. Otherwise, it's just around 8 to 12% every year. The concerns about the promoter holding being low was already discussed. Now we'll go through some of the annual reports of financial year 22 as well. Most of the points that we have discussed over here is there. This is about the company. We are going directly to the main parts. Corporate overviews is already there. So what we were seeing over there was around 200 crores of investments. If you go through most of the balance sheets figures, the chairperson is Srimati Rajshri Birla, a part of the Birla Group company. That is what we have discussed. Most of the things that we had discussed in the slides are already there. What we are now focusing on the fact is that we'll just go through the BSE India website and just find out the investor presentation if it is there. I guess it is there. So we'll just log into that part of centuryenka. Right. What? Okay. Let us click over here. Clarification, sort, duplicate, disclosures, intimation. So this is the presentation given by the company at the end of quarter 1 results. So centuryenka investor presentation. So the company is incorporated in 1965 in collaboration with ExxonMobil of Netherlands. Wide range of products, nylon tire cord facilities, and the company's state of the art by 78. That was a So the company's brand is Enka, stands a testimony of high quality of materials. 2 plants, 5 locations, 33 plus dealers. The market share had already been discussed. Board of directors is already presented to you in the presentation as well. Right, the milestones are discussed from 1967 to 2014. The accolades are given. Manufacturing capacities we had already said. Now production overview. So ethnic wears, nylon filament yarns and all other uses in eco green and nylon blends are discussed over here. Right, what are the features? 10 times more moisture absorption than polyester. That is what we have said. The sweat which you generate, it absorbs more. The softness and mild touching. So this product is quite good. So nylon filament yarn things and different processes are discussed, which you can go through the charts and study it if you want. This is just a short video to give you an idea of how to go through the investor presentation and everything else. So manufacturing process is also given on the website on the investors presentation as well. So nylon tire cord fabric is also discussed over here in the investor presentation as well. So yarns, grease fiber dipped fabric is also discussed. So manufacturing process, how does it go through the polymerization, industrial yarn spinning, twisting machines, looms and the dipping process. So the company was also, as discussed, is planning to increase the dipping capacity from 200 MT to 300 MT. So industry strategic overview, growth factors are discussed, demand and everything else. So we'll go through the capex updates, right? So what we are more interested in the capex updates, since we always believe that there should be progress, and if the company progresses and puts capital expansion, there will be future growth to the investors as well. So all the capex the company has said are on schedule. Cash outflow of around 72 crores is going to be there in capex in Q1 FY23. Projected cash outflow of around 200 crores in FY23 on ongoing capex plans. So the amount is quite good. Target, we had already said that 68 crores was a CWIP. So up to Q1 there was 72 crores. Projected cash flow during the outflow during the current year would be around 200 crores, right? Target commissioning was Q4 23, and polyester tire cord fabric capacity, so from shifting from nylon to polyester tire cord, would be around Q4 of financial year 24. Technical approval process for PTCF from targets customers to start in FY23. Valuation and expansion is also given. Now financial overview we already discussed, right? Capital market information, disclaimers, that's it. Now what concerns about this investor presentation is the fact that the company has not quantified how much revenue addition will be there, and what will be the profitability effects on that expansion portion, how much capacity addition is going to be there as far as the capex plans are considered, whether the capacity will be increased by 20%, 25%, 30%, 35%, and what will be the full capacity amount of polyester tire cord fabric. So although the amount of outflow is given, the more detailed expansion plan is not yet presented by the company. That is also reflected in their annual reports when we had studied it as part of this company is concerned. So let us directly go to the investment portions. We had discussed one of the portions regarding the investments that are made by the company, and yes, revenue from contracts, auditors remuneration, corporate social responsibilities, contingent liabilities we already discussed. So this was 3.26 crores. With interest and penalty it is going to be around 7 crores, and they have contested in appeal. So that's it. And earnings per share we already know. So the related party transactions are also being looked into for when you go through any of the balance sheets. So there are related party transactions are quite less. Directors sitting fees of just around 4 crores of 46 lakhs is given. Short-term employee benefits are there. Apart from that, there are no big transactions with any of the group entities as such, which is a good news. So let us go through that other portion. If you are going from not going from the front to back, from back to the front, because we are more interested about what other investments the company has. So it's a 225 page report. We'll not be going through much of the bigger details in the company, as most of the things are already discussed over there, right? The foreign currency hedges are given, other expenses are already there, the cost we have discussed, other incomes have been discussed, current liabilities, trade payables are also discussed, short term borrowings are quite less, that we have discussed, right? Non provisions, non-current borrowings are also there. The shareholding pattern is already there on the website. Now financial assets, current assets, cash bank balances, trade receivables. Now comes the portion, right? Yes, the quoted investments through fair value ETFs of around 1 crores. Unquoted investment units of various mutual funds is around 166 crores, which is quite good, right? Fixed deposits with financial institutions are 66 crores, so 233 crore worth of investments. So this is about the company. Inventories are already there, other current assets, liabilities. Now when we are going through the unquoted investments, now these were short term investments. Now going through the non-current investments, that is held for the long term. Now the company has around very small amount of 10 crores worth of shares, which is quite less, in Kesoram Industries Limited, right? Kesoram Textiles, they've written off. Birla Tyre is in liquidation, so the company has already written off most of the portions. So the amount of investment that is in two Birla Group entities of Kesoram Industries and Birla Tyres is just around 13 crores. So that is not a big issue as far as this company is concerned. But one needs to look into the fact that although these two are also Birla Group companies, but held by sisters and brothers of Rajshri Birla ji, right? So this was basically about the companies of centuryenka. Seems nice. So I was going through some of the details which I would like to share. So major, I'll just search for Basant Kumar Birla Group. When I was going through the analysis, I found out one of the legacy and the interviews that was given over there. They had stated that fact that they want to increase the shareholding to around 50%, but that doesn't seem to be happening right now, right? For a long time, the Basant Kumar Birla Group. So this was basically about the whole group, the companies that are there: Jayashree TN Industries, Kesoram Industries, Centuryenka, and Century Textiles. Right now, after his death, Jayashree ji has been handling Jayashree TN Industries, and Centuryenka is with Rajshri Birla. So this was basically about the companies and what we have discussed right now is this fact. There are many articles about the group in on website. You can already see who has been managing what companies and what are the shareholding changes in these companies, to have a look into it, right? So this was it about the company Centuryenka Limited. I hope you went through it in a short span with whatever details that were available, and we'll look into it some other videos to find out what will happen. So thank you very much for a pleasant listening. This was just for educational purpose and just to give you a snapshot of how balance sheets are looked into and everything else.